Okay, so the next step, in the next thing that we're going to do in this video, particularly, is the mushroom farm. Glowing mushroom farm, particularly. So we need to get some glowing mushroom seeds. Boom. And mud, which is going to be in this top box. I only have 23. So what I'll do is I'll have to make some mud, which is really, really easy. All you need is to be near a water source and have dirt. So I'll make a whole bunch of mud. And then... Now, the mushroom farm used to grow at cavern level, like only at cavern level. I actually think you can grow it anywhere now. I'm not entirely certain on that, because I know there's a mushroom... You have to make like a mushroom biome on the surface to get some kind of mushroom NPC. I'm going to do it the way I know to do it, which is low, because I use it in heroic mode as well. What I do is I go down to the first area right here, this dividing line where it changes from like dirt to gravel or to rock. That's how I know when I'm at least in cavern level. And that's usually where you'll start seeing natural spawn of mushroom farms. So I go down into my mine shaft, and that's where I start digging. That's like right off the bat. That's just the way I do it. And it doesn't need to be very big, but for the sake of not having to watch me mine all this shit out, I will speed this up, okay? Mainly because it's really hard to come up with commentary while you're just sitting there mining and doing nothing else but. Because I don't have anybody else to throw back to, you know? So I'm going to speed it up. Okay, I think that's far enough. So what we're going to do is start with some mud. We're going to put some mud right up here. And we're just going to build... We're going to encase it... Ooh. We're going to encase it entirely in mud. Almost, at least, anyway. You got to have a way of getting in. The floor... Okay. Here come the worms. Get to try out my new saber at least. Come on, come get me. My freaking Jedi blade. I'm using the Force here. Alright. Okay, so there's our door. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count. I don't know how big this room is. But I like to try and keep it at least 10, because I think it takes at least 10 to get mushroom trees, but that's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's only a big deal to me because I really like to have the trees, because they're cool looking. But whoops. Well, actually, I do need a ceiling, don't I? I haven't done that yet. The ceiling's not a big deal, but I just like the way it looks when it lights up. I build it in a particular way. You don't have to follow my design. The idea is the same. I think it takes 3... I can't remember if you can pull from 3 away or not. Guess we'll find out soon, eventually anyway. But I would normally go like 3. Right? Like this. Okay? And then I cut over. And I do the same thing on this side. I think it is 2 that I normally do, but oh well. 3, You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure it's 2. I only ever do 2. Because 3 is too far away for you to pull. When you cut. When you go to cut, the mushrooms that grow in between these, you want to be able to pull them to you. And I think 3 is too far away. I can't remember exactly, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So what we'll do is we'll just go 2. Cool beans. Does anybody even say that anymore? Well, I just did. Okay, so there we have that. Now what I'll do for this side is I'll come down like this. So now I know where it goes. And then I'll go up again. And do the same, basically the same damn thing on the opposite side here. This may seem tedious to you, but this is the way I like to do it. I used to do it where it was automatic. I had a dart trap that would shoot through. Well, as I sit right now, I don't have any darts. Well, I mean, I don't have any way of wiring the darts because I haven't invaded the dungeon yet. So I'm going to do it this way because this is the way I used to do it all the time. So this is the way I'm going to do it. This is the way I like to do it. It ends up looking really cool when it's lit up. Because the grass kind of glows in the dark. Guess that's important to mention. What do you mean by lit up? And this is as far as... Whoa. Actually, that'll work. Yeah. I can... This is... The grass actually lights up, and it's really cool to see in the dark. Kind of looks like a little bee honeycomb kind of thing. I don't know, bee farm. Bee farming. This is as far as I'll go, because I like to give it a little bit of room for a tree to grow, like right in here. Sometimes you get the really big mushroom trees that'll grow, and I like that, because they look cool. So anyway, now we take our seeds, and we plant them. And I go for like the middle of like everything. Boom. I only had 3. So, we see this. Okay. Now, one of the things that I will do from here, normally I would have this room would be a little more open. It's not this time because I didn't go as big as I normally would, but normally it would be from the size, sitting in the middle, like if I'm sitting right in the middle, right? You would actually be the size of my entire screen, would be the size of my actual mushroom farm, and then the tunnel would be on the left over here. And what I do is I build a little room in the center around myself, and then I just kind of sit in that room so that the worms can't reach me. But I can't do that in this video, particularly. So I'm going to do it on the surface, actually, I think is what I'm going to do. Oh, and I can't do that either, because if the goblin raid comes in while I got to think about this. I don't want to have to sit here the whole time, so I guess I'll just expand the room a little bit. Okay, so there we have it. I expanded the room a little bit. Hopefully, this will be wide enough the worms won't actually reach me in the center of the room. But what I'll do is I'll build a little... how should I do this? Maybe a little lower than the ceiling. Because it's still not quite as tall as it usually would be. But that's okay. We'll do it like this. I don't know. It still feels like it needs to be a little higher. We'll go right there. Right there. Alright, so I'll encase myself inside this room. Actually, it would probably be just as easy if I wanted to keep the worms from actually touching me. Let's just do it like this. There. I'll just hang right here in the middle of the room like this and see if... Well, actually... Yeah, I don't think slimes can touch me from there. Just in case, I'll go a little bit higher. There we go. I'll hang out for a little bit, and watch myself to make sure nothing can kill me. But the idea is to not die. You don't want the worms being able to reach you from there. Because usually what they'll do is they'll end up getting kind of stuck down here going like this. Instead of actually getting to you. Then they're not, I guess they're not smart enough always to dig around and then come down on you. They just keep trying to come up beneath you like this. And I don't think they can reach me from there, so we'll find out. But I'm going to wait a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording, and then I'm going to let this entire thing grow over. And hopefully by the time that this is done growing over, most of that vile mushroom farm will be done growing over, and a goblin raid will have shown up by then. Hopefully. Doesn't always work that way, but we can always hope. Alright, so I will see you in a few minutes. I'm going to cut here and then put the next recording, which will be everything grown over in this room, and that'll be the end of the video. So I'll see you there in a few. Alright, so as you can see, most of it has grown. It hasn't grown completely, but we've already triggered the goblin event, and that's really what I was waiting for anyway. So, as you can see, this is how it would work, basically. You jump up, you collect the mushrooms. Real simple. It's not really fucking rocket science or anything. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And then we got a bunch of little glowing mushrooms. 46 of them in one little load. Perfect. Alright, so the next time we come back, as soon as I exit this game and come back, it'll be in the middle of a goblin invasion. And so next episode will be a goblin invasion. So we'll see you there. Thanks for watching.